Hey guys, it's Matt with Holistic Homebrew, and today I'm going to be going over 5 homebrew spells that you should incorporate into your D&D game. Okay, let's get started. Our first homebrew spell, it is Distance Shield. It's a first level abjuration spell with verbal and somatic components. It requires 1 reaction, it is instantaneous, and can be cast from a 30-foot range. As it reads, you point to an ally under attack, instantly conjuring an invisible barrier of magical force to protect them. Until the start of their next turn, the target has a +3 bonus to AC, including against the triggering attack, and they take no damage from magic missile. If you're the buffer or the healer of the group, I highly recommend you pick this spell just because this could be make or break whether the enemy hits your party members. Moving on to our second homebrew spell, we have Portent. This is a 2nd level divination spell with verbal and somatic components. It requires 1 action, lasts for 8 hours, and has a range of touch. And this spell reads, you speak a word of omen to a creature you can touch, granting it instinctive insight into its own death. For the duration, the target can add its proficiency bonus to its death saving throws. Now this could be an insanely helpful tool for somebody who is prone to rolling death saving throws. At higher levels, you could potentially just roll a 4 and you would succeed on your death saves. Moving on to our third homebrew spell, we have Anointment. This is a 2nd level enchantment spell with verbal, somatic, and material components. The material being holy water. It requires 1 action, is instantaneous, and has a range of 30 feet. Here, Anointment reads, you call upon a higher level of divine power. As an action, you're able to empower the uplifting forces of the Bless spell. While Bless is active, the boosting dice is upgraded from a D4 to a D6. At higher levels, you can cast the spell using a 3rd level or higher. The boost increases 1 dice size as follows. 3rd level, 1d8, 4th level, 1d10, and 5th level, 1d12. Now this is a very situational spell for you to add inside your game. First things first, it requires that Bless is active, whether by you or an ally. The other thing is it requires a 2nd to 5th level spell slot for you just to buff it. It may not be a good option for your campaigns. However, for mine, there's a homebrew rule where if you roll above a +10 to hit, then you get an extra damage die. Now this spell is a lot more useful to add inside your game, so if you're doing something like that, it's way better. Moving on to our 4th homebrew spell, we have Theric's Runic Aegis. This is a 1st level abjuration spell with verbal and somatic components. It requires 1 reaction, it is instantaneous, and has a range of self. This spell reads, whenever you are targeted by an attack, hazard, and/or spell, you can use your reaction to cast a magical shield around yourself. The shield reduces the damage you take by 1d8. At higher levels, you can cast this spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher. The dice increases by 1d8 per spell level. So 2nd level will be 2d8, 3rd level would be 3d8, and so on. This spell is a playoff of Matt Mercer's Rune Child Sorcerer. I made a character and really enjoyed playing it, so I decided to create a spell that everyone could use, and this is my play on it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Moving on to our 5th and final homebrew spell, we have Leokin's Pearlescent Sphere. This is a 1st level abjuration spell with a verbal, somatic, and material component. The material being a pearl worth 100 gold pieces. It requires 1 action, lasts for 10 minutes, and has a range of 30 feet. Here the spell reads, you create a sphere of magic force around a creature of your choice within 30 feet. The sphere absorbs a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. The shield absorbs all damage until it's destroyed. For example, if the shield has 2 hit points left and the attack does 12 damage, the shield absorbs the full damage before it is destroyed. However, if this occurs, the pearl is destroyed. At higher levels, if you cast the spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the sphere gains an additional 1d8 hit points for each spell slot above 1st. For every 2 levels, the size and worth of the pearl go up 100 gold pieces. This spell could be immensely helpful for you or an ally that have extremely low hit points. For example, let's say that you're about to take 100 slashing damage and you only have 20 hit points. This would outright kill you. However, you cast that shield on you, so it takes the full 100 slashing damage, protecting you from an instant death. The downside about this spell is it does require a lot of gold pieces in Pearl. Potentially, it could be 100 to 900 gold pieces, depending on what level you cast the spell at. So it may not be worth it to some. However, I think this is a very unique and fun spell, so I try and implement it into my games if I can. And there we go. There's 5 homebrew spells that you should implement into your game. I do want to state, I am not the creator of most of these spells. I did tinker with a couple of them. However, I did not create the majority of these spells. If you happen to know who originally created the spells, write it in the comment down below. I'd love to see who actually made these spells because they are chef's kiss. I love them, and yeah. If you guys like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you guys want to see more homebrew content in the future, go ahead and write some comments down below. Until then, keep on rolling. I'll see y'all next week.